that I can just push a little bit here and there, and I can get a little bit of what I want, and they're never going to come back at me. And the parents, because they don't want to fight and have to worry about, they just want, hey, what's the easiest road forward? This is what the NBA is doing. Yes, does it suck that Luka had 64 games? Yeah. Does it suck that Cade Cunningham had a collapsed lung? But now you've said, yeah, okay, we're going to allow you to be eligible. So now the 65-game threshold, which should have been something that the NBA said, hey, you got to play in these games. Now it's no, that's out the window now.
You're listening to Jason Smith with Mike Harmon.
Weeknights at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. One guy sees the whole board.
I keeps it real, son. But here's where I got smoke with you, sir.
The other guy sees what he wants.
Kelvin, you're so full of it.
I know they won the game, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give it to you real.
They couldn't be further apart.
Well, let me say it this way.
Stop it.
And that's why this works. It's The Odd Couple.
Book it.
With Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
You know you make me wanna.
Keep screaming.
Weekdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. FS1. To find FS1 on your television, go to foxsports.com for details. FS1. Go to foxsports.com for details.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
2 weeks after photos were published in the New York Post of him and reporter Diana Rossini, Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel addressed the media for the first time publicly.
You know, I've had some difficult conversations with people that I care about, with my family, the organization, the coaches, the players. Those have been positive and productive.
That conversation with the players happened yesterday as Vrabel explained that he wanted to speak with his team first. He said that he never wants his actions or any members of the team's actions to be a distraction. Former Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin joining NBC. He'll be a part of their studio team for the upcoming NFL season. ESPN reports that Austin Reeves is ahead of his rehab schedule, more so than Luka Doncic is. Both out tonight for Game 2 of their series against the Rockets. Rockets forward Kevin Durant remains questionable. Wisconsin transfer John Blackwell is headed to Duke. Florida forward Thomas Houck is returning to Gainesville for his senior season. And Juan Soto is back for the Mets on Wednesday. I'm Dan Byer.
It's time for South Dakota's Sports Talk Show. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, great interviews, and thought-provoking sports talk. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, good Tuesday afternoon to you. Welcome in to South Dakota Sports Talk Show. We are live on our great affiliates across the state. Fox Sports Radio, the best sports talk lineup, no doubt, and South Dakota Sports Talk Show on KWSN, Fox Sports Sioux Falls. Welcome in, Fox Sports Rapid City. Let's get after it. It's always a great day in South Dakota, and the Nate Brown Show is live. Glad you're here. A great guest lineup tonight. Let's tell you where you can listen if you can't catch all of the radio show. We got 2 hours on your drive time. 2 hours thought-provoking sports talk from high school to college to the pros. If you can't catch all 2 hours on the radio, you can stream us at Nate Brown Show on X. So find us there. You got us on your phone anywhere. Take us with you at Nate Brown Show on X and watch the stream live right now. Midwest Sports Plus, the new high school sports streaming app. You bet we're live on Midwest Sports Plus. Download the app. You've got the show every day. And the YouTube channel, The Nate Brown Show. Subscribe to the channel. Get our subscribers up there so we can be like Mr. Beast, the greatest YouTuber of all time. The Nate Brown Show on YouTube. Find us and subscribe. You can watch us live right now. The Nate Brown Show on YouTube. How about the guest lineup? How about Nate Tibbetts tonight? Let's get after it. Tell you, we got the Phoenix Mercury head coach, Nate Tibbetts. Great career. And now has taken the Phoenix Mercury into the WNBA Finals this past season. He's coming to Sioux Falls. He hasn't coached on a sideline in South Dakota since 2009. 2009, is that the date? He's back this weekend at the Pentagon. Historic game. WNBA's never played in South Dakota, and that will happen Saturday in a preseason matchup, Phoenix Mercury against the Chicago Sky. Nate Tibbetts live from Phoenix tonight. Talk about the event and his career as he gets going in the WNBA. He spent a long time in the NBA, and now he's taking the WNBA team to the top again. Phoenix had a great history in the W back in the day, and they just get into the finals. Nate Tibbetts coming up live from Phoenix. We'll go to Jason Andera tonight, SDPB Sports. He's on tap talking high school sports with Jandy from South Dakota Public Broadcasting. And we'll get the Jake Shapiro effect. He covers the Nuggets last night. He didn't get home till 2 in the morning, probably past that. What's the deal with these late games? I mean, these games, man, I'm having to stay up. I mean, can you get up and get the kids ready for school, all that stuff, and watch these games? I mean, it's crazy. Central Time, super late. Mountain Time, late enough. Jake Shapiro covered the Nuggets Wolves last night in Denver. He's on tonight. DenverSports.com Nuggets coverage from Jake Shapiro, and he's coming up live. Okay, let's get you in. 605-720-1067. That's our number. It's the Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline. 605-720-1067. We'll get it open and ready. Pizza Ranch Hotline, powered by the Pizza Ranch. 2 great locations, East River. Stop by Brandon and East 10th Street in Sioux Falls, home of everyone's favorite buffet at the Brandon location in East 10th Street, Sioux Falls. Barron's Wilson text line open. If you haven't texted the show, you can do that. 605-720-1067. Same number. It's the Barron's Wilson text line. All right. Well, we're going to do a little exercise today. I think it's time to have some therapy. I think it's time to do a little exercise. It's a nice day across South Dakota. And you know how yesterday I was kind of fired up with this South Dakota athletic director survey. If you listen to the show every day, you got it. Maybe you listen to the podcast, well, you got it there. But if you missed yesterday, the South Dakota athletic directors had a survey, and they asked them about what changes to make to classification structure, and should we use a success factor that's been researched and an opt-down model for programs that are barely surviving to opt down a class in football. And long story short, you can go to yesterday's segment for that, but nonetheless, I said I am dying on the hill of a success factor and opt-down system to be online in South Dakota sometime. We have to do something other than enrollment. So I went off on that yesterday, and I said I'm going to die on that hill. So it got me thinking, how about you guys contribute to the program tonight if you can? What are the South Dakota sports topics, the high school sports topics, that need to actually die? I'm going to die on the hill of changing the classification structure model. I'm going to keep that quest going till the end of days. And it might take that long with the Activities Association and the votes. But nonetheless, I'm going to keep it going. But what are the South Dakota high school sports topics that need to die? This is what I'd like to ask, okay? Which one of these topics needs to die? It's actually my question of the day. So if you're not totally plugged in on high school sports topics, I'm going to give you a refresher because I've got my 5 topics that I'm going to kill tonight. I actually am going to kill these tonight. Does that mean I can't bring them up on the show anymore? I mean, the survey says. I'm going to have to ask Matt Kearney about that. He's the one that's going to make that call. But I am going to kill these South Dakota high school sports topics that they keep on coming up. They keep on, it's every year. It's a discussion. They take them to meetings. You know how meetings go. Everybody says this and that, and then they close down the Zoom, and nothing happens. And we go off into our regular lives, and we thought, there was once a time where we could change South Dakota high school sports, but no longer. So let's go through the South Dakota high school sports topics that actually need to die. And you can contribute on this, okay? You can contribute on the text line. If you are tired of a South Dakota high school sports topic, something that really gets you going, you say, well, let's just kill this tonight. It's over, Johnny. It's done. Because I told you yesterday, We're close to the success factor up-down system in South Dakota high school classes. It's almost dead. It's almost dead. It's on life support. But let me go to this. South Dakota high school sports topics that I'm going to kill tonight for you. They're going to die right here. Number one, this isn't going to be happening, so let's stop saying the private schools are going to move up a class. Oh, my goodness. Everybody said, what? I can hear you out there right now. What? You're going to... No, the private schools should move up a class. Forget it. Forget it. I know you guys want to say this private school or that private school's better, and the Sioux Falls Christians this and that. They aren't going to move up, and you aren't going to move them up. So it's done. It's over. That topic is dead officially tonight on the Nate Brown Show. You got it? Okay. By the way, rightfully so. We can't move some private schools up and then let these other schools that dominate their classes, they just get to stay? What's this? You think Sioux Falls Christian should move up because they've won a little bit? And then Pierre football's over here just dominating the last decade? And it's like, well, no, move one up but not the other. Can't have it both ways. That's over. Private schools moving up a class. No more proposals. No more discussion. That's done. You compete where your enrollment says you're at. That's it. Okay. Number two. The SODAC 32. This thing, this SODAC 16, everybody's on board with it. We're fine with getting in the quote-unquote best teams to state. If you can't get in your top two in your region in basketball, if you can't get in your top two in your region, you aren't going to win the state championship. That's it. End of story. I don't need to hear from the Mitchell guys. I don't need to hear from this person. SODAC 32's over. SODAC 16 is the ticket. That's it. Top two teams from each region, they make the SODAC 16. The final 8 make the state tournament. Everybody's good. We're fine. SODAC 32. We aren't going to go 1 through 32, 2 to 31. We can't do it. Budgets are tight. Travel's tight. You want to make schools travel here and there to no man's land on the middle of a school night? Can't do it. It's gone. SODAC 16. It's here. SODAC 32. Dead. And yes, the ADs voted against it. They voted against it. So that's not just me telling you. Number 3, South Dakota high school sports topics that need to die. My third. Putting all the state basketball tournaments in one city. This was the Stu Whitney model. Stu, are you with us tonight? I understand we wanted everything in Sioux Falls at first. And then Sioux Falls has said now, it's like, I don't know if we want high school stuff per se. Whoa, wait a second. Hey, Rapid City. Nah, can't do it. All the state basketball tournaments are going to be moving around. You're going to have the Bs in Aberdeen. You're going to have the B girls in Huron. You're going to have Class A girls here and there. All the state basketball tournaments, as much as basketball fans might like it, they might think, this is cool, man. We get all the classes. I think it would be a great idea to try. But that was like 7 years ago. That's not cool anymore. All the state basketball tournaments in one city is officially dead tonight. Death, April 21st, 2026. No state basketball tournaments are going to be in one city. They're going to rotate throughout South Dakota like we have done. Number 4. Speaking of state basketball, let's not do the girls' basketball tournaments talk anymore of putting them just in the smaller venues. They want to play in the big show. They want to play in the big arenas, I do believe. Who are we to say, well, I don't think the girls would like playing in the Premier Center. I don't think they like that. It's too big. It's too nice. I don't want to play in the Monument, the Summit Arena. It's too big. There's too many locker rooms. I don't hear anybody complaining all the time. I hear people say, oh, there wasn't a big crowd. I don't care. I'm okay with the Pentagon. I like that. But I'm not going to take the Premier Center and the Monument of the Summit Arena out of the rotation for girls state basketball just because some people think there's fans that need to be packed into each other. Moving the girls basketball tournaments to only smaller venues, that needs to die tonight. Keep them in the Premier Center. Keep them in the Monument Summit Arena. They deserve it just as much as anybody. Don't be messing around with that. Last one on the Nate Brown Show tonight. South Dakota sports topics that need to die. Just this, this is a big one. Just the football classes, the talk around football classes. People say, well, we should have 5. We should have never created 11 AA. Well, yeah, I know, memo to myself from 20 years ago. Could have made a lot of money. South Dakota will once have 7 football classes and never change. That's it. Football classification. They say, well, we have too many classes. I hear it every year. I know it. I agree with you guys. What are we going to do? It's over. Nobody's changing that. Once teams have won now, once teams have had success now, once teams have hey, we don't have to play Big Bad Sioux Falls in the Metro. You think they're going to go back to that? Anybody? Nobody. So, people say, hey, too many classes. We should kind of make it how AA football used to be. Yeah, I wish things were how they used to be a lot. Then I wake up in the morning and think, whoo, get ready. It's over. Football classes talk. That's done. We're going to keep the same number. You will not. I repeat, you will not have fewer classes of South Dakota high school football ever until the end of time. 9-man classes, well, they might go to 2. 9-man, they have 3 classes. They might go to 2. Good luck. It's over. 3 9-man classes, 4 11-man classes. That's the way it's going to be. That's it. End of story. Did I miss anybody? Listener text coming in. AA football class needs to die. See, there it is. I told you that was the listener. He wants the AA football class to be done. But I just killed off that discussion. You can't even discuss it. I know everybody thinks that some of these teams should play how the teams they used to play, but they'll never go back to that. And I'm serious. I mean, I'm joking around tonight. I'm serious about that. They will never go back to smaller classes in high school football, lower classes than we've had. This is it now, forever. What's that in Sandlot? Forever. It's over. By the way, listener text coming in. How about high school baseball being a sanctioned sport? That just needs to die. Whoa, hang on a second. I actually have South Dakota sports topics that need to live. This isn't just about a death show today. This is about South Dakota high school sports topics that need to live. I'm going to get into those, and guess what? Listener text, baseball might be in there. The new quest, high school baseball. Hang on, I'm not going to give it away. That's later in the program. Hang on. South Dakota sports topics that need to die. You got them? Private schools moving up. See ya. Sodak 32, it's gone. Will we ever discuss it again? Might be like the Twilight Zone. Give us 3 weeks. It'll come back. Football classes, gone. State basketball tournaments in one city. That's over. And moving the girls' basketball tournaments to only the smaller venues. Rapid City and Sioux Falls, just too big. Please. That's it for now. South Dakota sports topics that need to live and have a new life. I've got 5 of them coming up. First, Nate Tibbetts. He's the head coach of the Phoenix Mercury, WNBA. Historic game, first ever in South Dakota this weekend. Let's talk to the head coach, Nate Tibbetts, coming up.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
All kinds of vehicles, all kinds of loans. all as low as 4.99% APR. At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we're here to help all kinds of people, just like you. Get moving. From truck drivers to van warriors, we got the right loan to fit your style with rates as low as 4.99% APR. Wherever the road takes you, start with BHFCU. Apply today at bhfcu.com or text or call 605-718-1818.
Offer subject to credit approval. BHFCU is member owned and insured by NCUA.
Could there be a better name? Auto Value Parts Stores. They aren't just about air fresheners or fuzzy dice. Auto Value Parts Stores are all about parts, auto parts, and advice. Pros who know auto parts with tons of tips when you need them the most. You want real value? Don't go to a place with a cute name. Go to Auto Value. Could there be a better name? I didn't think so. Your Auto Value Parts Store. We've got the parts, we've got the smarts.
You'll find the best used cars and trucks at the place that sells the best new cars and trucks, and that's Denny Mental Toyota. Shop over 300 used cars, trucks, and sport utilities available, including the area's best selection of used Toyotas. Buy select Toyota certified pre-owned with financing as low as 4.75% APR for up to 60 months, including RAV4s. See us at Denny Mental Toyota or DennyMentalToyota.com. 1876 per 1,000 finance, regardless of down with qualified credit, expires 5/4/26.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A red flag warning begins at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Mainly sunny this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 84. Easterly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Lows dip down to about 55. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Highs level off around 88. Tomorrow, slight chance for showers. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, 80.
Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines, supporting our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to wait. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. The life of an athlete has its uncertainties, wins and losses, injury and recovery. In the Black Hills area, athletes can always count on Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
Being in business has its rewards as well as its challenges. It means being the first one in the door in the morning and turning off the lights when you leave at night. Your business is unique, and you need a bank that understands your needs. You deserve the best. You need a financial partner that is invested in your success. You need Pioneer Bank and Trust. Don't settle. Pioneer. Pioneer Bank and Trust. Local.
Pioneer Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is David Brenneman with Coldwell Banker Black Hills Legacy in Rapid City. With today's home values, right now could be a great time to sell your home. The Black Hills housing market is competitive, and I would love to help you get top dollar for your home. I have been selling real estate and attracting buyers in Rapid City for nearly 20 years. When it comes to buying or selling, experience matters. If you're thinking of selling your current home, let me put my expertise to work for you. Just Google David Brenneman, Coldwell Banker. List it, sell it, and move on. With me, David Brenneman, Coldwell Banker.
Live callers, big-time interviews, and breaking sports news. This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show, The Nate Brown.
And welcome back in South Dakota Sports Talk Show on KWSN, Fox Sports Sioux Falls, and Fox Sports Rapid City. Big event this weekend at the Sanford Pentagon in Sioux Falls, the first ever WNBA game being played. It's the Phoenix Mercury against the Chicago Sky. Of course, head coach of the Phoenix Mercury, South Dakota's own Nate Tibbetts, and he's live on the Nate Brown Show. Coach, good to have you. First of all, I appreciate it. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it.
Well, I know a lot of people are excited, man. First ever historic game. Let me just start there. How did it come together, coming to the Sanford Pentagon WNBA game? I know your connections here, but do you have a desire to give back to South Dakota? How did this come together?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Pentagon and Sanford have done an unbelievable job of bringing Division I basketball games to the Pentagon. They've done a great job with obviously youth sports and some of the guys from the Pentagon, Steve Young, a guy that I went to college with back at USD, reached out a couple years ago and just asked if we'd ever be interested, and I just kind of passed it off to the business side and let it be in their hands. I don't think it was something that made sense for either party last year, and then this off season they started really working towards making something happen. And so really I'm just the one that gets to be thankful that this is happening, and a lot of work has been done on the Sanford side and the Mercury side on the business side to make this happen. And I'm just extremely thankful that this is about to happen for all the work that has been put in.
Head coach of the Phoenix Mercury, Nate Tibbetts, on the Nate Brown Show tonight, coming to the Sanford Pentagon this weekend. A youth basketball clinic Friday. That's filled up quick. And then the game against the Chicago Sky on Saturday. So I ask this because what's it going to feel like for you? You coached the Sky Force. You coached at USF. Coming back to South Dakota on the sideline.
Yeah, it'll be really awesome, man. I haven't been back in a coaching role back in the state in a long time. I'm super thankful. I've got a lot of family and friends that have supported me, and not only me, but my family across, a number of years. And so to have those people be able to see a South Dakota native be part of the first W game ever in the state is really neat. And so that's what I'm looking forward to, is just seeing some familiar faces, that have helped me and supported me throughout my career.
I don't need a sell job on the WNBA. I got daughters playing. We know that this league has really gotten going. But you tell the South Dakota sports fans that are coming Saturday, what are they going to see?
Yeah, I think it's the best women's league in the world. It's an exciting time for the W. To me, it's really neat because I always think South Dakota girls and women's basketball have been fantastic. Just growing up around it, it's been a state that has prided themselves on girls basketball, and then there's been really good college basketball too in the state. And so, there's star power, there's competitive spirit, and not only just for our state, but just nationally, the recognition that our players are starting to get. It's been a really fun time to be part of that growth and see the recognition that they're getting.
Head coach of the Phoenix Mercury, Nate Tibbetts, on tonight. Couple more, I'll let him run. WNBA debut in South Dakota is this Saturday at the Sanford Pentagon. Mercury taking on the Sky. So I was going to ask you about this. New CBA, new era for the WNBA. Where's this league at right now and going?
Yeah, we're shooting up. We're on the way up. I'm just super happy that for our players that they saw a big bump in their pay raise. I think our owners are happy with the new deal. Our league is happy with the new deal, and our players. And so to me, it's just a win across the board. And I think we're just establishing ourselves as a real competitive and big time league, and so it's an exciting time to be a part of it.
Okay, how did you break through last year, Coach? You step into this. You had such great experience in the NBA, and you went to Phoenix, and then already after a couple of years, you're in the WNBA finals. What did you bring here to the organization? How'd you break through?
Well, we have great players. You're not playing in the finals, playing for a championship without great players. We made a big step a year ago. This has been a franchise that has played for and won titles before. Part of the reason that I'm here is they kind of took a step back organizationally as far as just the wins with our new owners. new ownership and Matt Ishbia. He bought the Suns and Mercury about 3 or 4 years ago, and that's when they kind of came after me. And I'm super thankful to be part of this organization. I think we do everything first class. I've been with 3 or 4 different NBA organizations, and this is equal to anything where I've been at the professional level, and it's just a credit to our ownership and the commitment, building us a brand new facility and things like that. So, my big thing is just I just wanted to bring consistency to this organization and a sense of joy to get better every day, and I think our group has really bought into that, and we've continued to get better.
Did you talk to Becky Hammond about South Dakota at all, or was it just it's time to play? Did you talk to her at all about South Dakota?
Yeah, really good question. Obviously, I had met Becky through our NBA ties. I didn't, she was only a year older than me when I moved to Sioux Falls my junior year. She was a senior, and then she kind of went off and had an unbelievable playing career. And our paths crossed in the NBA and got to know her a little bit, mostly in the bubble, playing pickleball.
Okay.
But when I got the job, she was someone that I leaned into here in the W, and she's been super thankful, or super good to me as far as just asking for advice and coaching women and those sort of things. But yeah, we got a chance to catch up before the finals. Obviously, she's got a wonderful team. Becky does an unbelievable job, and it's just it's pretty neat to have 2 South Dakota natives coaching in the W, and we're trying to catch status just like the rest of the league, and Becky's done an unbelievable job.
Rapid City and Sioux Falls in the WNBA Finals is how that was this past season. Coming to the Pentagon this weekend, it's Nate Tibbetts, head coach of the Phoenix Mercury, first ever WNBA game in South Dakota. Last one, Coach. There's a girls basketball passion here, and you know this. Your dad was the legendary coach, and girls basketball so healthy. Now, some of the numbers have dropped, not only in South Dakota but other places. What's your message there about girls basketball, high school girls basketball, and keeping it in that number one spot? It's been, there's volleyball, there's this. It's a new world, but where's girls basketball at?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously haven't been back. I kind of keep up on the high school stuff, and volleyball has obviously surged. My hope is that young girl players, basketball players, see that there's real money in our profession now, and there is an opportunity to make a really good living. Obviously, kids have a lot more choices now with the sports that they play. I think obviously just growing up around it, it doesn't get much better than playing basketball. So my hope is with this new CBA and more recognition, more of our players in commercials, and more of our players having shoes, that the young basketball players, the young girl basketball players have real role models, the same way that I did growing up and seeing Michael Jordan and those kind. Now they can, the young players can see this as a future, an opportunity to continue to just play at a professional level. So, I think it's an exciting time for the league, and not only our league, but just the youth basketball movements continue to grow.
Well, events like this are going to help. A big event at the Pentagon, the Mercury take on the Sky. Head coach Nate Tibbetts coming back to South Dakota this weekend. Coach, really good to have you on tonight. Thanks for the time.
All right, thank you.
I appreciate it. That's Nate Tibbetts. There he goes, head coach, Phoenix Mercury, coming to Sioux Falls, Sanford, Pentagon. What's really cool about this weekend is they're going to put on that youth basketball clinic. The players for the Phoenix Mercury and some of the coaching staff there are going to be helping out the kids. So if you didn't get signed up for that, that's tough. I think they had 150 kids. That went quick. So that's going to be on Friday. And then on Saturday, the game at the Pentagon. Great venue. Phoenix Mercury against the Chicago Sky. First ever WNBA game played in South Dakota. Now, I've talked about this over the years. I really appreciate guys that come back to South Dakota. And there's some of these guys now, like Nate Tibbetts, he's in the mix, bringing a team back, and Sanford's a big part of this. We all know this, right? So you got to support it. You got to invest in it. You got to want it. You got to work it. You know, he talked about it at the beginning of the interview tonight. Yeah, he said, you know, there was people that talked about it. They asked about, could we do this? And maybe it didn't work this year, but stay on this. So, but it's got to take a commitment and a desire of some of these guys that have had success in South Dakota, got their start here, to want to come back as well. And I think guys that do that make a big impact. I thought about this. Do events like this have an impact on the South Dakota sports culture? And like, hey, a WNBA game, it's going to be a huge crowd. It's going to be rocking and rolling Saturday at the Pentagon. First ever. You've never had a WNBA game here. Do events like that make an impact on the Sioux Falls sports culture? I have to believe it does. Because I've got kids, and you start thinking about it. You go to events like that. You go to the youth basketball camp on Friday. You work with players like that, and it has to start somewhere. Right, you have to start your passion somewhere, and getting engaged with pro basketball players and the opportunity to see them live on Saturday right here in South Dakota. I think it makes a big difference, and so I appreciate all the folks in South Dakota. We've had some great names now that have had a lot of success that give back to South Dakota. There's some of them that need to do more. Some South Dakota sports figures I think can do more, and I think we got to stay in this. Both sides of the state. You want to get events like this. Got to get events like this. That's a big one. Back in the day, you used to have NBA preseason games in Rapid City. NBA preseason games. That's like out the window. Now, leagues have changed and things are tougher, and you got to figure out how to do all that, but got to have the contacts, got to have the connections, and a willingness and a desire from some of these folks like Nate Tibbetts to come back, make an impact. I think it's big. Girls basketball players going to love that. Families going to have a good time. Big event Saturday at the Sanford Pentagon. Phoenix Mercury, they played in the WNBA Finals this past year. I was saying Becky Hammond against Nate Tibbetts. We all knew that storyline in South Dakota. How about that? Rapid City against Sioux Falls, essentially. Nate Tibbetts... he lost that one. Got swept. Becky Hammond of the Aces still on top in the WNBA. Coming right back on the Nate Brown Show. We'll go high school with Jason Andera. A lot to discuss, as we know, the last couple of days. Will anything change in South Dakota high school sports? Jason Andera with South Dakota Public Broadcasting on the way.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
At Renewal by Andersen, we handle everything from start to finish and beyond. We are your full-service custom replacement solution. Buy one Acclaim replacement window or ensemble entry door and get the second 40% off with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Plus an extra 5% off the entire project if purchased on initial consultation. Don't wait. Call today or visit RBARapidCity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place? It's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait? There's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Are there as many kinds of vehicles as there are kinds of people? We think so. At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people come together with all kinds of vehicles. With loans made to fit everyone and every ride.
College to the pros. From Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk show.
All right, it is South Dakota Sports Talk Show live on Fox Sports Radio, the Nate Brown Show in on KWSN, Fox Sports Sioux Falls, Fox Sports Rapid City. I have asked you for your South Dakota high school sports topics that need to die today. It's kind of an aggressive show tonight. But I got this athletic director survey we were going over yesterday. Some of the things that they're talking about, success factor, and I said, I'm going to die on that hill. I'm not going to kill that issue. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight. Success factor opt-down system, even though the AD's trying to kill it. It's on life support. So I asked you for your South Dakota high school sports topics that should die today. You know what's winning the vote? Sodak 32. That's winning the vote on social media right now. So you text in. By the way, we got we have a entry that's not high school sports. It's a sports topic that needs to die, and it just said, what did he say here on the text line? 605-720-1067. You text the Nate Brown Show tonight. What did he say here? Any kind of semi-pro football just needs to die. Well, my goodness, that he just sent that in, and that's a direct shot to our next guest. Jason Andera, who is actually dying on the hill of keeping semi-pro football afloat with his support. He is with SDPB Sports, you know Jandy, and he's on the Nate Brown Show. Jason, what's your reaction to a listener saying semi-pro football should be dead?
I'm going to go ahead and agree with you. It's a pretty harsh show so far, Nate. We're killing ideas. We're ganging up on Jandy's love of the UFL. I don't get it. Like, why? Like, people can do their own things. Let's just let them go. Let's let them go. I'm in a good mood. Let's just keep it going.
You're in a good mood. Okay. Number one vote getter for South Dakota high school sports topic that should die is Sodak 32. And I do want to start there with you because the ADs did vote on the Sodak 32 proposal for volleyball. This was for volleyball. 61% of Class B ADs against it. 65% of Class A ADs against Sodak 32 for volleyball postseason. So what does that mean for any more Sodak 32 talk?
Well, here's the thing. You've got the Sodak 16, which in large part has been a good thing because you're getting the right teams to state. But every time you do a Sodak 16, there's travel involved, and there are only a handful of really matchups that really pose as games that could go either way. There's a lot of blowouts in those rounds. So moving it to a 32, you're going to have a lot more blowouts. You're going to have an extra round of travel. I get it. It's too hard, but I like the idea of trying to get the best teams to state, and there's probably different ways to do that, but I think the Sodak 16 is right about at the right spot. So I agree. Like, if we're going to let something die, I think the Sodak 32 is probably the one out of those choices.
Okay, so you're okay with just going Sodak 16. Do you think the Sodak 32 is going to keep coming around? Because This is the first time it's made it out of committee. You got to put it in the committee, then to the ADs.
Right.
So they've done it for volleyball. Now the ADs said no. This also comes back for basketball. You think the SODAC 32 is going to keep coming around?
I think as long as you have people with differing opinions, you're going to have different proposals for the way to make it the right way. I don't know about the SODAC 32. I think there might be another way to get those loaded region teams who have, 3 or more good teams that feel like they're state-bound or state title contenders. There might be different ways and creative ways where people make proposals. Maybe not exactly the SODAC 32.
Jason Andera.
I don't know what that would be, though.
Okay. He's on tonight. SDPB Sports, the show he's done for high school sports all season long. It's called Game Time. Find him on X at 605 Jandy. So here's a big topic I want to hit with you. So you've heard me talk about a success factor and an opt-down model. And I've been trying to fight that fight, saying some programs need to be able to move down because they're not even close, especially in football. That's really my focus is football. But they put a success factor subcommittee together. They did some work on this and looked at different states, Idaho, Wisconsin. They said, here's some ideas for letting teams move down and moving teams up. Then they sent it out to the ADs and said, okay, if you have some information on this, would you support this system, a success factor with the enrollment piece? 65% of the ADs that voted say unlikely to support. What's your reaction? 65%, is it just schools saying, there's not enough of this that would matter, let's keep it the same?
I thought that number might even be higher, to be honest with you, but I don't think it'll be a static number. I think that's a number that could move as we kind of work with this idea of a success factor. It's just so new, and people in South Dakota, as you know, like it the way it's always been until there's something that affects them directly. And I think as the word gets out, and as more states like you're talking about are adopting forms of this, I think it has a chance to grow within those ADs. I do think I was kind of surprised when I looked at the AD survey report what their priorities were, and I think that's something that maybe could move up their priority list over the years.
So it's interesting you say one of the priorities. So they said, do you support a success factor and opt-down system in high school sports for schools to move down or up? And then their priorities, number one issue that they voted is classification, structure, and balance. So I'm trying to say they want to move that. They want to move some teams up, I think, but then they don't want to have other teams move up. That's the only thing I can think on that.
Yeah, and that's what you get when you get a large pool of ADs together is, some are talking about maybe one sport when they're talking about, classification restructure. Some may be talking about other sports, but it's really hard to dive in. But when I've talked to ADs individually, I think they're open to something. They just don't have the answer yet, and they're more in a wait-and-see mode on that. But I think there's some value in it, and you've actually turned me a little bit on this, Nate. I think in the beginning I'm like, well, we only have numbers to go with. Let's go with the numbers and make sure the ratios are perfect for classes, which they still aren't, by the way.
No.
But I think the ability for a team to rebuild and move down, or maybe there's even a limit on the years, maybe a 6-year move or something where they move down and then have to come back up. I don't know. Those are just spitballing right now. But I think you're going to get people, as we've started talking about this, as people have voted on it as ADs, I think there's going to be some good ideas that push to the forefront, but it might take 2, 4, 6 years or more.
Okay, so you don't think a success factor opt-down addition is dead today? You don't think it's dead, even though the ADs say...
I don't think so. I think that's something that could resurface just because the classification thing is such a huge topic. And you're right. Those two are married together. You can't square liking one without the other. Being interested in having equality and fairness on the field and then not factoring in other things than school size. So it doesn't match. So I think there is some room for improvement there from the ADs over the next few years.
Here's something that nobody wants to say, Jandy, but is there pushing for private schools to be moved up? That's what I believe by when they say competitive balance, classification balance. I think people want private schools to be moved up. I don't think you can have it both ways, though.
Again, I think that's maybe something you can factor in, and only because a lot of the private schools have a larger population in which to recruit, for lack of a better word, have access to more athletes and more students, and a larger percentage of the students at those schools are involved in extracurricular activities, so you have a larger pool once again. So I could see a factor against private schools. I don't think they just need to automatically be moved up, though.
Couple more. Jason Andera's on tonight. Appreciate his time. Follow him at 605 Jandy. He's on the Nate Brown Show tonight. He's with SDPB Sports. One of the top issues I thought was interesting, I put it out to my audience yesterday. So classification, they voted, the AD said that structure and balance, number one. Number two issue facing the Activities Association, they say today, parent behavior. But I have no answers. Like, what can the Activities Association help with on parent behavior? Kyle Courtney, the AD at Rapid City Christian, came on yesterday and said, this is really on us as schools if we want to make sure our fans act well and towards our program as well. But parent behavior, the number two item.
Well, I mean, yes, Kyle is exactly right. It is on the ADs. It's on the schools to control parent behavior, but they can get support from a larger level, just putting more emphasis on it in rules, putting more emphasis on it with officials, and supporting the schools that are doing what they can. But you're right. It's not one of these, put a Band-Aid on it and it is cured. There's no simple cure for this epidemic, I guess you'd call it, in high school sports. And when they talk about parent behavior, it's not just at the games. It's the stuff that we had in Fargo Shanley where, you know, parents are driving out coaches. That's not the only place it's happened. It's been happening for years. And that kind of stuff is really hard to patrol, really hard to police.
Jason Andera on tonight. We just got a listener response from a coach. This is a coach saying about football classes. He said the compromise will be probably adding another class to bump some teams into a new division. Is that serious?
Well, I mean, that is how you satisfy everybody. It's the same thing with religion. You just form another denomination when you don't agree. You know, everybody's always wants to go play in their own playground. Really, my issue is not the number of classes. It's just that the 9-man classes are able to play against each other, but there's 3 9-man classes, and that's just how South Dakota is. It's really hard to divide up the state into fair classes. And you can, if you just used a ratio from school size, and you could, if you built in a small success factor, you could get 6 classes pretty easily where they would be 2.5 to 1 ratios. But there's the 9-man classes. That's the thing where if you're going to have 3 9-man classes, you're going to have 7 or 8 classes to make it fair.
You know what I officially declared dead on this day, April 21st, 2026? I said there will be the same number of football classes in this state forever. I said we will not drop. Is that correct or not?
Until they add 6-man football, right?
Okay, I said we might increase, but we will not drop.
No, I don't think we'll have fewer either, just because somebody's got to give something up in order to have fewer classes.
Jason Andera, SDPB Sports. He got into it tonight. Find him on X at 605 Jandy. I always appreciate you, man. Thanks.
All right, take care.
See ya. Jason Andera in tonight. Follow him. SDPB Sports at 605 Jandy, live from Sioux Falls on the Nate Brown Show. Yeah, so if you missed the opener, we were having fun tonight. My top 5 South Dakota high school sports topics that need to die. I mean, it's fun talking about them. It's a lot of fun. And, stir it up a little bit. But these are dying on the Nate Brown Show today. I had my top 5 topics that are dying. I have not hit my South Dakota high school sports topics that need to live today. We will see new life. I've got 5 topics that I think need to live. Something that needs to happen, something that needs to go away, but this topic, and we need to keep living strong on this. I've got my 5 coming up, and an honorary entry for Matt Kearney. It's an honorary entry in my top 5 for South Dakota sports topics that need to live. By the way, here's something that you just voted on the text line. Listener text coming in, what South Dakota high school sports topic should finally die? Making private schools move up a class in competition. I agree. I know it's not the popular thing. It's, everybody should make the private schools move up. Yeah, we should make them move up. You can't keep some schools in one class based on enrollment and then make these guys move up based on what? Because they win? I mean, either you're going to base it on enrollment, end of story, or you're not. That's it. You can't play one game. Well, this school and this school, you can't play that game. You either have a success factor or you don't. So that goes across the board. You can't say success factor for private schools, but not a success factor for other schools. That's not how it works. So that topic needs to die. You're not going to move private schools up just for moving them up because they win. That ain't going to work. Hey, let's get out of this for a second. Let's come back with this game last night. So I don't know how late you stayed up. Wolves beat the Nuggets. That's a big one. And then this one player on the Wolves made a really interesting mistake. I'm going to get into that. Why would he do this? Next.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
Mom, can we please go to Watiki Indoor Water Park Resort?
Watiki? What's so special about it?
Are you kidding? It's got slides, fountains, a lazy river, everything. And it's just a short drive to Rapid City. If we stay at one of the hotels, we get water park passes for free.
Wow, you really did your homework. Okay, what do you say we pack our swimsuits and hit Watiki this weekend?
Yes, best mom ever.
Unlock your adventure at WatikiWaterPark.com.
The following radio ad is Good Fun Squad approved.
My name is Jenny, and I'm the lady at the South Dakota Lottery who writes out those big checks for our winners. It's a lot of fun, but we've had so many big winners lately, my hand is tired. There was a $600,000 winner, a $2 million winner, a $4 million winner. That's a lot of zeros, and not normal zeros, big check zeros, and the winning never stops. That's why I'm learning to write with both hands.
Good fun.
Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly.
Take your Deadwood stay to the next level at Tin Lizzie Gaming Resort. Choose Hampton by Hilton or 4 Points by Sheridan, both just steps from the Main Street action. Then play in our 24/7 casino, bet every buzzer beater at the BetMGM Sportsbook, and taste your way through 6 unique dining options. With non-stop events, next-level casino promotions, and everything under one roof on historic Main Street, plan your getaway at tinlizzie.com, where your getaway goes to the next level.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A red flag warning begins at 10 a.m. tomorrow and remains in effect until 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Mainly clear skies tonight with lows around 55. Winds out of the southwest around 5 miles per hour. Cloudy skies with a few peaks of sun tomorrow. Slight chance of rain showers. Daytime highs approaching 88. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, 80.
Denny Mental Rapid Chevrolet means service. We service all makes and models, even if you didn't buy it from us. Everything from oil changes to more serious repairs. If you find yourself in need of some body work, our body shop is gold certified, and we can put any make or model back in shape. And if you need new tires, right now, our tires are buy 3, get the 4th for just $1. See us for all the details. See us at Denny Mental Rapid Chevrolet, rapidchevrolet.com.
Hi, this is Jeremy with Jerry's Cakes and Donuts, inviting you to kickstart your morning by dropping by and grabbing some fresh donuts. I want to thank you for voting us the best in the Black Hills. We're up early making your favorite donuts, so stop by and bring some to the office. Everybody loves Jerry's Cakes and Donuts, and we love you, so stop by, get a great selection, and brighten up your day. Serving Rapid City for over 40 years, Jerry's Cakes and Donuts at 109 East Omaha, and remember to like Jerry's on Facebook for some great giveaways.
Everybody knows to have success on the court, your team needs the right strategy. And it's no different with life insurance. Your team at home is counting on you to have a strategy when things get tough. Lee Cruz, agent with New York Life Insurance Company, is ready to help you make sure the most important people in your life are protected. Get a no-obligation free quote fast. Just Google Lee Cruz New York Life. Don't risk it. Make the right play. Give your family financial comfort with life insurance. Get your coverage options with Lee Cruz New York Life, 605-360-8804. Google Lee Cruz New York Life.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show, also streaming right now on X. Follow us and watch the show live at Nate Brown Show.
All right, glad you're here. The Nate Brown Show is on. South Dakota Sports Talk Show, presented by South Dakota's official outfitter, Trav's Outfitter, Campbell Street, Rapid City. Brand new store. That's your headquarters for work boots. I just ran into a guy, man. He works hard. That's the place to get your work boots at Trav's Outfitter. Go to travsoutfitter.com. Take a look. Best selection, best service, no BS. You really dig into this. They'd rather earn your trust than force a sale. It's not the commission-style stuff. It's not about a quick sale. It's about wanting you to get the right fit, making you come back, not returning boots. It's not just a wall of shoes. They got you covered. Staff knows work boots and Western boots and athletic apparel. It's there. Trav's Outfitter. Remember it for your next pair. Trav's Outfitter, Campbell Street, Rapid City. Best selection, best service, no BS. TravsOutfitter.com. Great South Dakota independent retailer and proud of it. Jake Shapiro's coming up. He covered the Nuggets last night. Nuggets Wolves in Denver last night. You guys stay up and watch that? I mean, I was grinding. Now, this is something. You got to be careful with this because my wife wants to go to sleep. She's got to work hard, man. She works hard. And I don't work hard, but I come in every day for you guys. You know, I just have to get after it. And I'm staying up, watching it on my phone. It's late. It's getting late. You got to be careful with this stuff. These games go late. I don't know if you stayed up and watched this. Sioux Falls is like 12, a little past midnight. So we're talking late. And then you missed the ending with the Nuggets and Wolves, which is outstanding. And the Wolves, who got down by 19 early, came all the way back, led, then got down again to the second half. Then they finished him off late. In the final 2 minutes, there was great shots in the final minute and a half. It was unbelievable. Back and forth. That was high-level stuff. People like bag on the NBA. That stuff last night was good. But the Nuggets go down, and you guys that are Wolves fans, you're excited. You're like, man, this is it. We got one in Denver now, so it's 1-1, and that's all you needed to do. And then did you see what your guy Jaden McDaniels did? So this is something that got my attention right away as I saw this morning. So I didn't see this till this morning. Jaden McDaniels, who's kind of edgy anyways, he pushed Jokic in game one for like no reason, stuff like that. It's getting physical. Jaden McDaniels was asked what worked for the Timberwolves offensively there in the second half. And Jaden McDaniels says this series is tied 1-1, and Jaden McDaniels is acting like he's Draymond Green. McDaniels, quote, well, you just go at Jokic, Jamal, and all the bad defenders. Tim Hardaway, Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, their whole team. Then a Minnesota sports writer said, they're all bad defenders? Jaden McDaniels, your guy, quote, yeah, they're all bad defenders. So let me take you into the psyche here. The series is 1-1. The Wolves act like they just, Rudy Gobert shut down Jokic. This is it, man. We found the secret sauce. We got the recipe. And then we're talking smack. The Nuggets are all bad defenders. Do you want to do that, Minnesota sports teams? Minnesota sports teams aren't quite good enough yet to be saying the Nuggets are all bad defenders, whether you want to say Jokic is this or that. Yeah, Denver, I said it myself. Do they have enough defense? But I'm not playing the next 5 games. So all you needed to do was win one game there in Denver, which the Wolves did last night, and then you just go back to Minnesota and you just step on it and you try and steal this thing. But instead, Jaden McDaniels is acting tough, and he's saying, yeah, that's a quote, Denver, they're all bad defenders. So now you give the Nuggets, in their one weakness, hey, we can step this up. I'll show you bad defenders. I'll show you bad defenders. Yeah, they're all bad defenders. So that's just the perfect deal. It's like, can we not just step in stuff Minnesota sports teams when we kind of get an edge? You know, 1-1. Series is 1-1. Just go. Take this thing back to Minnesota. Let Anthony Edwards be your tough guy. He actually can, back it up. Jaden McDaniels, he's pretty good. And he's out here like Draymond Green talking smack. So keep an eye on that one, you Minnesota sports fans, you Wolves fans. That right there this wasn't at the end of the series. If this is at the end of the series and the Wolves just won, yeah, we just took it at them. I mean, they're all bad defenders, so we attacked them, and we just took it at them. This is game 2. Series still in doubt. and we want to say they're all bad defenders. This is pro sports where a competitive edge, they're just looking for it. They just need something mentally to say, that guy says you stink, and now we're going to step on him again. So I'm here to tell you, Minnesota, I thought, had the edge after that game last night, and then a little thing like this, just a boneheaded thing, and now Denver's going to say, they think they're really, really good now. And Jaden McDaniels, he's a tough guy. Look out for Denver. Minnesota I guess Jaden thought they could, Rudy Gobert's going to shut him down and the Wolves are in control. I'm not buying it. Listener text, the Nuggets didn't lose the game. They choked it away. It's a 7-game series. That was a tough loss for the Nuggets last night, but now Jaden McDaniels served it up. The trash talk of the century. Series not even close to over, and he says they're all bad defenders. And now the Nuggets say, all right, I guess we'll see how that goes. Aaron Gordon, Cam Johnson, Jokic, Jamal Murray. I'm taking the Nuggets. Into the second hour tonight. I've got my 5 topics. Here it is, ready to go. South Dakota high school sports topics that need to live. I did my topics to start the show that need to die. Now that was kind of fun, actually. And now the South Dakota sports topics that need to live on, and they will on the Nate Brown Show next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number 1. So you can always be their number 1. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number 1 hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
At Renewal by Andersen, we handle everything from start to finish and beyond. We are your full-service custom replacement solution. Buy one acclaimed replacement window or ensemble entry door and get the second 40% off with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Plus an extra 5% off the entire project if purchased on initial consultation. Don't wait. Call today or visit rbarapidcity.com to book your free estimate.
What do you call a place that's one of Deadwood's largest casinos, but is it really a casino? Because you can't decide, should I play or eat or wait, there's a liquor-infused ice cream bar? I mean, you're playing craps one minute and the next you're looking at a charcuterie board? What even is that? Never mind the gunfight outside, you don't have time for that. You've got espressos to down and games to bet on and a pub with 48 whiskeys? What do you even call a place like that?
didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
There are 1 billion credit card transactions around the world every day. That's 11,698 swipes a second. It's easy to forget that behind each one, there's a person, a family, a dream, a connection being made. The Black Hills Federal Credit Union Visa, for members who want to make the most of every transaction.
Get you back on the road to recovery. Get started at elevateperformancesd.com.
One more time. This is the Nate Brown Show. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
Welcome back in. Second hour, ready on your drive home on Fox Sports Radio. It is South Dakota Sports Talk Show, trying to get after it tonight for you. Thought-provoking sports talk. And we appreciate you being here. Thanks for making this show possible on KWSN, Fox Sports Sioux Falls, and Fox Sports Rapid City. Remember, you can stream the show out of radio range. You've got us on your phone anytime. At Nate Brown Show. If you're on X, that's an easy place to watch the show live, and we appreciate you checking in there on X. Follow us and watch us live at Nate Brown Show. A couple more places. YouTube channel is up right now, The Nate Brown Show. Find us on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, that'd be great. We'd appreciate you doing that. Subscribe, The Nate Brown Show on YouTube right now. Archive shows are there like yesterday, and you could hear the first hour with Nate Tibbetts tonight. If you missed the first hour, Nate Tibbetts joined us, head coach, Phoenix Mercury. Of course, great history in South Dakota. Started at USF, was at Sioux Falls Skyforce, went to the NBA. Nate Tibbetts, now the head coach, Phoenix Mercury, got him to the WNBA finals last year, and coming back to South Dakota, he'll be putting on the first ever WNBA game in the history of the state this weekend at the Pentagon as they take on the Chicago Sky. So had Nate Tibbetts on tonight. Go to the Nate Brown Show on YouTube. You can watch all shows live and archived. Hey, coming up from Denver, Jake Shapiro is in. He covered the game last night. I'll see what his take is on Nuggets Wolves. I think Nuggets have the edge. People can say, "Oh, the Wolves, they got it last night." It's fine. Nuggets usually close those down. It was a nice win. It was. You would think, well, going back to Minnesota, they're in good shape. I still like the Nuggets, and I think Jaden McDaniels was off talking smack about the Nuggets. Just giving them one reason to kind of step on it a little bit. So Jaden McDaniel stepped in it. Jake Shapiro is coming up. Denversports.com. He covered the game last night. If you want in tonight, Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline, 605-720-1067. Be a part of the show. The Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline, powered by the Pizza Ranch. 2 great locations in Brandon and East 10th Street, Sioux Falls. Home of everyone's favorite buffet by far at the Pizza Ranch. And the text line is open, 605-720-1067. So, question of the day on the text line. If you wanted to get in, I'd like you to do that. We'll serve up a free buffet to the Pizza Ranch just for answering the question of the day on the text line. What is one of the South Dakota high school sports topics that needs to die? It gets brought up. It gets talked about. We discuss it. The Activities Association discusses it. The ADs discuss it. The board discusses it. Everybody and their mother discusses it. And nothing ever happens. So it just needs to die. Those were my top 5 South Dakota sports topics that need to die. I debuted it tonight in the opening of the show. So now to be a little fresh, be a little more positive, I'm going to do the South Dakota sports topics that needs to live. This is still some of the stuff that, some discussions that I think, it's like, well, we kind of thought about changing this, and then we don't want to. This needs to live. These are 5 topics for me that need to live on in the debate of South Dakota high school sports topics. So I've got my 5. Are we ready to go? Okay, by the way, as I'm doing this, think about it. Your South Dakota sports topic that needs to die, the number one vote getter in the first hour, was the Sodak 32 concept. That's this volleyball, basketball thing where we don't think the Sodak 16 is good enough. The top 2 teams from each region then play it out, and then we get to the final 8 for the state tournament. No, they want to go 32 teams. They want everybody in almost. Top 4 teams. Yeah, we might get a state champion out of one of these regions. The Sodak 32 is your number one vote getter. South Dakota sports topics that need to die. How about the sports topics that need to live? Number 1. Do you agree with me on this? It is baseball season. Sanctioning high school baseball. We are way down the list. Are we the last state now that doesn't sanction high school baseball? I've given my arguments for legitimacy. Playing for your school for state championships sanctioned by the Activities Association. It did a lot for soccer. So soccer used to be a club sport. Then it got sanctioned by the Activities Association, and it's been really, really elevated. So it's time. South Dakota's way behind on this. Baseball is mainstream. We got esports that we sanction. And we don't sanction high school baseball? We gotta, come on, guys. And people say, well, they say, I don't know if they want it sanctioned, and maybe they don't want it. We can work together. The club baseball organization, the Activities Association, they can work together. We gotta have legitimate high school baseball sanctioned in South Dakota, please. There's one. South Dakota high school sports topics that need to live. I'm going to put it out there, and I'll never go down. I'm like Braveheart. The success factor in South Dakota high school sports. Enrollment for schools is how we determine who plays who. And it's outdated. It doesn't help the programs that are struggling, that have only won 2 games in 3 years. You got to have a success factor for teams that haven't won 25% of their games in 3 years. They should be able to move down a class to build up numbers, to build up some excitement in their school, in their program. Coaches and players are putting in a lot of time, and it's not even close for some teams. There's teams that shouldn't be in the classes that they're in. We got to have the success factor and the opt-down system played into enrollment. 2 factors, not just you have an enrollment of this, you play these guys. It doesn't work. That's my final stand. No, I'm going to keep it going. We'll be back with the success factor. I'm not going to let it die. Number 3. You may not like it. I don't think high school basketball coaches are going to like this, but I think many of you might like it. I think we have to get rid of the 7th, 8th place state tournament basketball game. What? I come from Montana. We didn't have 7th, 8th place games. It was a double elimination of the state tournament. You're done. You lose 2. Thanks for playing. See you next year. Thanks for coming. So it's not like you went to the state tournament, you didn't play anything. If you lose 2 games at the state tournament, that's it. See ya. 7th, 8th place. I don't even know if some of the players, I know if you're like a senior, you're like, hey, I get one more chance. And I respect that. I know how that feels. I get one more chance. But you know what I don't know how it feels? Playing in a 7th, 8th place game, trying to get up on Saturday after getting beat the first 2 days. I think you could get rid of the 7th, 8th place state basketball tournament game. Could you not? There's my number 3. Number 4. Speaking of the Sodak 16 qualifying, so in AA basketball, the AA teams that have the high seed get to host. So if you've had a good record, you get rewarded. Yes, if you've had a good, successful season, you get to play at home in the Sodak 16 in AA basketball. How about in the Class A or Class B? No, we want to switch that. In Class A and Class B, sorry, if you have the number 1 record, you got to meet in Puckwana and play in Puckwana. Big crowd. A lot of excitement. Neutral site. It doesn't. No. Go to the higher seed, please. Let's have consistency. Sodak 16, AA, you get to host your higher seeds. Class A, Class B, let's not do it totally different. I don't want to meet in some of these places. You got to get the high schools to support it. You got to say you get them to staff it. Fans have to travel on Tuesday night. Just host at the higher seed so the student body can go, so there's some home court advantage, so there's some excitement. Nobody wants to meet wherever, drive across the state, and we meet in a neutral site. AA, A, and B, Sodak 16, higher seed hosting, please. Consistency. That's my number 4. And number 5, South Dakota sports topics that need to live. I never thought we'd see it. The 6-man football discussion. How old were you when you first heard about it? Matt Kearney was just a young lad. Now he's getting old, but he's still fighting 6-man football. There's communities that are going to die. They don't have football. There's communities that nobody wants to co-op with them. And I think we're just willing to just let them go. Well, they don't have a football team anymore, and nobody cares. Except for maybe that small town who has a prideful tradition, Friday Night Lights, high school football. Montana's got it. Nebraska's got it. Wyoming's got it. South Dakota doesn't have it. We got the smallest communities as well. It's about community pride, town, school, football. Can we not introduce 6-man football instead of trying to, well, this team's not going to play this year. Well, this team's going to play JV. This team, I don't know, they want to co-op with somebody, but nobody wants to do it. The honorary selection for Matt Kearney. He started the battle a long time ago, but I'm serious. Communities are getting smaller. There's some towns that are on the verge of no football at all. It'd be a lot easier to do 6-man football, and how you have to do it? 9B schools, the smallest 9B schools. When you look at the enrollment, people love enrollment, don't we? So look at the small enrollment, and you got to make them go 6-man. It would help them. Some of these 9-man schools can barely play anyway. So smallest 9B schools play 6-man. 6-man football. Will we ever see it come to fruition? Well, it's a legend. You never know. It's a legend of South Dakota high school football, and we'll see if it ever comes to fruition. South Dakota sports topics that need to live on, finishing strong. Coming right back. Jake Shapiro's up next. His read on the Wolves Nuggets series coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
I didn't know anything about radon. I didn't know it's a gas you can't see or smell. I didn't know it's radioactive from decaying uranium deep underground. It can seep through cracks in your foundation and collect in your house. 1 in 15 homes have high levels, and you don't know if yours is one of them unless you have your home tested. And radon? Well, radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in America. I wish I would have known that.
Call Blackburn Foundation Repair for radon testing and mitigation.
Some people take sandwiches very seriously, like lining up the pickles just so. Seriously? That's why they start with Country Hearth Dakota-style 12-grain bread. Soft enough for your inner child, sturdy enough to hold the works. Turkey and Swiss, roast beef and Havarti. That leftover meatloaf situation? Country Hearth turns every sandwich into a masterpiece because life's too short for boring bread. Country Hearth, the best of your sandwich.
The Honda Certified Dream Deal sales event is on at Denny Menno Rushmore Honda. Get financing as low as 0.99% APR on Honda Certified Pre-Owned Civics, CRVs, HRVs, and Passports. Plus, shop a lot full of used imports and domestics. Virtually any maker model, including a great selection of all-wheel drive and 4x4 trucks and SUVs. See us at Denny Menno Rushmore Honda or RushmoreHonda.com. Length of finance contract is limited with qualified credit, expires 4/30/26.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A red flag warning begins at 10 a.m. tomorrow and remains in effect until 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Mainly clear skies tonight with lows around 55. Winds out of the southwest around 5 miles per hour. Cloudy skies with a few peaks of sun. Tomorrow, slight chance of rain showers. Daytime highs approaching 88. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, 80.
What makes a credit union different from a bank? At Highmark Credit Union, it starts with you. We're member-owned, not shareholder-driven. That means our earnings go back to you through better rates, lower fees, and personal service. Unlike big banks, we put people first. You're not just an account number, you're part of a community. Highmark Credit Union. Local, personal, and here for you. We'll make it happen. Federally insured by the NCUA.
At Connect Home Center, they've been a part of the Mead Lumber family since 2000. Now, they're bringing everything together under one trusted name, Mead Lumber. Don't worry, your favorite team, great service, and high-quality products aren't going anywhere. Connect Home Center is becoming Mead Lumber. Same people, same service, just a new name. From design to finish, here for you every step of the way. Check them out at meadlumber.com.
Calling all basketball teams, it's time to box out the competition. The Box Out Basketball Tournament's taking over the Box Elder Event Center May 29th through 31st. The tournament's open to 5th through 10th grade boys and girls with limited team spots available. Friday and Saturday feature pool play, leading to Sunday's bracket play for the win. Fast-paced games, big plays, unforgettable moments at the best facility. Register now at thebox.live.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
All right, glad you're here tonight. I appreciate you. Having some fun tonight. Man, we're running through all of the greatest hits in South Dakota sports topics tonight. Also had Phoenix Mercury head coach Nate Tibbetts on tonight. Big game this weekend at the Sanford Pentagon. First ever WNBA game in the history of South Dakota. They're going to be playing a preseason game, Phoenix Mercury against the Chicago Sky Saturday. Nate Tibbetts, the head coach, of course, South Dakota native. Great history in South Dakota. He's the head coach now at Phoenix Mercury. He joined the show live in the first hour. I tell you this, if you missed some of the show, go to the Nate Brown Show podcast. Every guest, every show is right there. You can download it on Apple, Spotify, Amazon. Every show, just search the Nate Brown Show, and you've got our podcast. You can listen on demand. Hey, Jake Shapiro's in tonight. Covered the game last night in Denver. It was late. I was watching the comfort of my bed. It's okay. He was working, man. Nuggets Wolves go down to the wire, and the Wolves pull it off. A lot of Minnesota fans think, okay, we got the edge now. It's 1-1, and Jake Shapiro on. He's with denversports.com. Jake, welcome in, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm no Nate Tibbetts, but he'll get to see my girl Camila Cardoso tomorrow, so I'm happy for everyone in South Dakota that gets to see that.
I love it. We're excited about that. Hey, I want to get into this last night. So I'm watching the game. We if you watch NBA, you know 19 points, you're like, okay, that can change, but in the postseason, it doesn't change as much. Did the Nuggets give that away last night? Second half, they got the lead again, and then they didn't finish in the final 2 minutes. Did the Nuggets give it away or not?
They choked twice, Nate. That was 2 chokes. They choked in the first half, and they choked down the stretch as well. That was the second time the Nuggets have lost a 19-point lead against the Wolves on their home floor in their last 3 playoff games against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Those are the 2 worst playoff defeats in terms of blown leads in Denver Nuggets history, going back to 1996 when they started tracking, leads and stuff in the league. So, yeah, man, that was a choke. You can't blow a 19-point lead in the first half, and it was erased very quickly in that second quarter. The Nuggets needed a little 8-0 run to even stop the bleeding, to get it to tied at halftime. And then down the stretch, Jamal Murray, who was just second in clutch player of the year today in that award voting, and Nikola Jokic, one of the most clutch players of his generation, go a combined 2 for 12, shoot 17%, the worst final quarter in the history of that pairing when they shoot at least 10 shots from both of them. So that was a choke job from the Nuggets, and I think they've got a lot to be concerned about. But ultimately, you say driver's seat, yeah, the Wolves do have home court advantage now, but the Nuggets have NBA history on their side. 54-28 is the all-time 7-game series record of teams that split at home in the first 2 games.
Okay. Now, Jaden Daniels had a lot to say. I thought it was interesting. I don't like the move by him. I think it's like Draymond Green talking smack. It's only 2 games. It's 1-1. He said the Nuggets are all bad defenders. I don't think the Nuggets are a good defensive team, but a player saying they're all bad defenders 2 games in, what do you say?
Yeah, Jaden McDaniels is right. They all are bad defenders, basically. The only guy I question he listed was Aaron Gordon, who's the Nuggets' best defensive player, but he is hobbled right now, been dealing with leg injuries for over a year, so it doesn't look quite like the same guy, and he was honestly one of the reasons why they lost that game last night. It is bulletin board material, Nate. There's no doubt about it. Like, it can motivate the Nuggets, but last night the Nuggets had 116 defensive rating. They allow 116 points per 100 possessions. Their season defensive rating is 117. It was exactly the defensive effort that they give almost every single night. It was no surprise that they had that defensive lapses. And what I would tell you is if Jaden McDaniels calling you out motivates you extra to win in the playoffs, you've already lost. You're not winning a Larry O'Brien. You shouldn't need external factors to motivate you this time of year. You either want to win a championship or you don't. There is no extra, Jaden McDaniels thinks we're not good at defense. How about your coach doesn't think you're good enough to hold a lead, so now we're pulling you from the game and you're not going to win an NBA Finals? Like, I don't get the motivation thing.
Do you think this team is a dark horse to make a run or not? Before last night, I mean, it was a bad deal last night. Do they have a team that can make a run?
The Nuggets or
yes,
the Wolves?
Nuggets.
I think the Nuggets are the 3rd best team in the NBA, Nate. I think it's clearly Oklahoma City. Then there's a little gulf to San Antonio. Then there's a bigger gulf to Denver, who I would put in a similar tier with Boston and, quite honestly, Cleveland, since they've made the Harden trade and the limited minutes we've seen with Harden, Mobley, Allen, and Mitchell all on the floor together. They've been really good, as shown in Game 1 of that playoff series. I think Minnesota's behind that group of teams. I think the Nuggets have clearly been, every time these two teams have matched up, and over the course of the year, they've been a half step to a full step above the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I thought this series was looking like it was going to be over in the first quarter when the Nuggets are outscoring them by 14. Anthony Edwards is holding his leg. And the Nuggets are about to go up 2-0 at home, which historically 95% of the time ends up in a win for that team. So, I still like the Nuggets in this series. I still like the Nuggets to make a run in the playoffs. The problem is the teams I listed above them, they're about to run into in rounds 2 and 3, even if they get there. So it's going to be really tough for the Nuggets, and that's why losing that game to me was really important, Nate. It's not in the context of this series. It's the context of their run. And the quicker they get this series done against Minnesota, the better it's going to be for them, because San Antonio is going to move through Portland quick. Oklahoma City might be done with Phoenix by the time I'm done with this phone call. So, they need to get through Minnesota quick if they're going to make a run.
Jake Shapiro joining us from DenverSports.com. Covered Nuggets Wolves last night. It's 1-1. He's part of the Denver sports team. So, do you think the Nuggets can be better defensively? You said, and I went and watched them play the Spurs in that great game in April, and there was a ton of points and the whole thing, and I was like, I've watched the Nuggets, I'm like, they're just not good defensively. Can they get better or not?
They were really good defensively in Game 1. I think part of it was they baited Julius Randle into doing a lot of things they wanted Julius Randle to do. In Game 2, Julius Randle looked like the 3-time All-Star that he is. He was not slapped by what the Nuggets were offering him. So I think the Nuggets can look good maybe on a night-to-night basis because they befuddle a team or force them into doing something maybe that's outside the game plan. But over the course of a playoff run, over the course of a season, this Nuggets team is just not up to snuff defensively, and they're going to have to win games on the offensive side of the ball. And they would have done it last night had they not gone 4 minutes and 39 seconds without hitting a field goal down the stretch of the game, and Jokic and Murray struggling. So they're not going to win games on defense, Nate, and they paid Christian Braun $125 million to be their best defender. Christian Braun's not a good defender. Christian Braun's an above-average defender, but he's a slasher. He's a guy that gets to the rim, and, oh, by the way, his athleticism's been sapped this year by an ankle injury that he suffered in November that he's never fully recovered from. So the Nuggets are just going to struggle on defense, and they're going to have to outscore teams on offense, and last night they didn't score in the fourth quarter, and they lost the game.
So Rudy Gobert talked about after the game, people underestimate me, the whole thing. I'm a defensive player of the year. Can Rudy Gobert guard Jokic as good as anybody?
This is a frequent topic of conversation of who guards Jokic better than anyone. DeAndre Ayton had a stretch where he was guarding Jokic better than anybody. I think Victor Wembanyama personally, which is, again, funny to say about a guy that Jokic is literally scoring like 40 points a game against. But two of the three greatest Nikola Jokic games have come within the last 13 months against Rudy Gobert. I do think that what happened last night outside of the third quarter, which Rudy Gobert was not on the floor for because he was in foul trouble, was really concerning because not only did Nikola Jokic not look like the best player on the floor, he didn't look like the second best player on the floor. And the Nuggets aren't winning a series like that. So, yeah, I would say the level that Rudy Gobert is playing, to give you a simple answer right now, where Rudy's at right now is the best defense Nikola Jokic has faced against a single player in back-to-back games I've seen in the entire Nikola Jokic era. It's been so impressive to watch Rudy. I didn't think Rudy actually had this in him, even as a four-time D-point, even as someone who actually likes and respects Rudy as a defensive player. We've just seen Jokic torch him time and time again, to the point where the Minnesota Wolves themselves did not trust Rudy to match up one-on-one against Nikola Jokic over the course of several different playoff series. So, yeah, I've been really impressed with Rudy, and that's the reason why the Wolves have this thing tied going back to the Twin Cities.
1-1, Wolves-Nuggets, covered last night by Jake Shapiro. He's on live tonight here on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. One more, I'm going to shift gears because I know you're in on this. Spring football just wrapped up for CU. This year is so interesting to me at Colorado. Where is this program at with Deion Sanders and this team going into 2026?
It's funny that you say you're interested, Nate, because I think the interest, at least in the Denver area, is about as quiet as a church mouse. There is not much interest. There's not much noise about this program. Yeah, they've got Juju Lewis, who's supposed to be exciting, but you've got multiple players who've exited the program who are talking smack about the lack of coaching in Colorado. I really like the offensive coordinator that they brought in, Brendan Marion. I think he might be a future head coach, but to lose your defensive coordinator and he's taking a job for maybe $1 million left to go work as a second-tier Sean Payton assistant with the Denver Broncos, I think tells you all you need to know about how things are going in Boulder. They're going bad, Nate. They're going very, very bad. And the new athletic director in Boulder, who's raising a lot of money right now because they need to cover a budget deficit, I wonder if he might not just stop and try to cover a buyout as well.
All right. Good stuff from Jake Shapiro. He was up late last night. Denversports.com. By the way, Jake, can the NBA, was that game too late last night? Seriously.
I walked out of the arena at 3:30 in the morning, and guess what, Nate? We have an 8:50 tip on Monday night as well for Game 5 in Denver.
Okay. So, yes. Denversports.com. Great coverage. Man, I appreciate you. Thanks.
Nate, there was ice on the arena by the time I walked out.
I believe that. Thanks, buddy. Jake Shapiro on tonight. Appreciate him. Covers the Nuggets, and he'll be covering the series. Nuggets-Wolves tied 1-1. Denversports.com. Live. Jake Shapiro, part of 104.3 The Fan. Good stuff on Nuggets-Wolves breakdown from Jake Shapiro tonight. All right, let's go into one more segment. Speaking of college football, so this news just coming out this afternoon that the College Football Committee is meeting this week. This is the College Football Playoff Committee. They're meeting this week. And then there's political people that say this is how many teams should be in the College Football Playoff. So where are we going? Where is this going? Politics saying, dictating how many teams should play in a college football playoff? Is this right? New report out today. We'll get into it coming up.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we help all kinds of people get into all kinds of vehicles with loans as unique as them. Trucks, cars, SUVs, we finance them all with local service and rates starting as low as 4.99% APR. That's right, 4.99%. Keep your loan local and find the one that fits you at bhfcu.com. Apply today online or text 605-718-1818 to get started. Offer subject to credit approval. BHFCU is member owned and insured by NCUA.
Saving money in your interior staining project when you shop at Menards. Varathane Premium Fast Dry is an interior wood stain that provides color in just one coat. It's ideal for interior wood projects including floors, furniture, and more. Save big on Varathane Fast Dry Wood Stain today. View our entire selection of stain and accessories on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer to find all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Mr. Liquor's the only place to find select bottles of bourbons and whiskeys custom etched with the most popular South Dakota landmarks, including Mount Rushmore, Pactola, and Sheridan Lakes, plus the B21 Raider Edition. Your choice for just $39.99. Or check out the brand new Jefferson Bourbon custom etched bottle celebrating America's 250th birthday. Also, save $11 off a $7.50 bottle of Crown Royal Chocolate, now only $19.99. Mr. Liquor, off Catron next to Walmart, or on the corner of West Chicago and Sturgis Road in Rapid City.
Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines, supporting our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to wait. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. The life of an athlete has its uncertainties, wins and losses, injury and recovery. In the Black Hills area, athletes can always count on Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
Doesn't matter where your ride's from. At Al's D&I, we baby them, every single one. Got a ride from across the pond? No worries. Let the ASE certified pros at Al's D&I pamper your pride and joy. Foreign or domestic, maintenance or repair. Doesn't matter if it requires special parts or tools or if its owner's manual is in another language. At Al's D&I, we don't care where your ride's from, but we do take great care to treat your ride like it is our own. Drive on in to Al's D&I, Sturgis Road, and online at alsdniautorepair.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Wrench, and I'm seeking personal injury cases. If you've been injured because someone else did something wrong, call me up. I'm a trial lawyer. I've tried criminal and civil cases for decades, and I can use all of that experience to help you. I also know this, that when insurance companies know that you're represented by a trial lawyer, they take your claim more seriously, and if it is to be settled, it's settled better with a trial lawyer. Wrench Law, 605-341-1111, wrenchlaw.com.
If you're in the market for a vehicle right now, you probably have noticed it's sometimes hard to find the right one. That's where Summit Automotive Group steps in. Stacy and Matt and their staff working hard to get a great selection of pre-owned vehicles at affordable prices. At Summit Automotive, they have a different outlook on selling you a vehicle. You'll experience stress-free shopping, friendly, honest service with no high-pressure sales gimmicks. Before you buy, drop by East Highway 44, SummitAutoGRP.com.
This is The Nate Brown Show, also streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe to The Nate Brown Show on YouTube.
Welcome back in the Nate Brown Show on tonight. South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Busy show tonight. Great guests across the board. Appreciate you being a part of it. South Dakota Sports Talk Show powered by Black Hills Federal Credit Union. I want you to know being a member at Black Hills Federal Credit Union has been the right choice for us. Me and my family have been members there. Mobile banking on my phone. The app is great. Saves me a ton of time. Then great rates. You need that, right? Save money, get rates, get loans, vehicle loans, personal, business. They've got you covered. I'm glad I switched from my last bank. I've been with them a long time. Become a member at Black Hills Federal Credit Union. Let them help you from personal to business banking. Get a bank that works for you. 18 locations from the Black Hills to Sioux Falls. 18 locations in South Dakota to serve you. Get started at bhfcu.com. Become a member, bhfcu.com. All right, you know I'm a big college football fan. Many of you, big college football fans, who are trying to decide what is the future of the sport. Where is the sport going? We have the 12-team college football playoff. Some people think that's good. It's added more games, and they think, well, we're going to add to that. I mean, you just know as we get into things where you need more money, people want more money, and so they say, well, let's just add teams to this. So there's this fine line in college football, and I do think this is correct. We want to watch every Saturday because some big things with ramifications can happen. I mean, you watch every Saturday because somebody goes down and, man, they might not get in the playoff. Now, that's been subdued a little bit with the 12-teamer because you see a Big Ten team lose, a big-time program of the SEC, and they're like, well, I mean, you and I say, well, Alabama, Kalen DeBoer, he's going to be fine. They lost, but they'll be okay. So that's already subdued a little bit. Well, now we get to this next step. So here's what's going on in college football today, right here this week. The College Football Playoff Committee, this is the committee that's deciding how to do the playoff, what to do, the TV deals, the whole thing. They're their own body. They're independent. Okay, they're independent of the NCAA. The College Football Playoff runs its own show. They're trying to decide with the commissioners and with the conferences, how many teams do we add? Which way should we go? Now add into the mix. There's a new presidential committee that has been formed. You've heard about this weeks ago, a presidential roundtable that had people talking about the College Football Playoff Committee and are they taking it serious? Well, it seems like they are. Here's who's on the presidential committee. Some of the commissioners of the Power Four conferences. So you have some of these are actual commissioners on the Power Four conferences. They're on the committee. You know who else is on it? Some big donors. Big guy out of Texas Tech. Huge donor. He's on this campaign to change college sports, Cody Campbell. He's on the presidential committee. Who else? Some executives from Fox, from ESPN. They got to be in there because they're the money guys. It's like, hey, they pay how many games they want. So you have these two entities. The College Football Playoff Committee, who's meeting this week to discuss, hey, where are things at? We got 12 teams now. What are we going to do? The Presidential Committee, who has been meeting, they just talked about things on a call just last week. What do you think the Presidential Committee just said last week? Many people voiced their support. This is reporting by Ross Dellinger, Yahoo Sports. We've had Ross on the show. We'll try and get him. He's a really good reporter. Ross Dellinger saying the Presidential Committee, follow this now. The Presidential Committee, these are members of the conferences, these are the donors, these are the executives. Some members of that Presidential Committee, including Notre Dame's AD. This is Notre Dame's AD. They are coalescing around how many teams in the new college football playoff? 24. So we'd go from 12 to 24. You guys are going to complain when the NCAA basketball tournament goes from 68 to 76. You're going to, we're all going to complain a little bit, right? We love complaining. 68 to 76. Imagine doubling. This is the college basketball tournament going from 68 to 140. Just keep that in mind. If people are like, that's more good football, better football. I don't know if I can think that a 24-team playoff is going to keep us engaged every single Saturday. We love college football. I love college football. And I'm not going to sit here and say, 24 teams get in, so I'm not going to watch on Saturdays. I understand. College football is different than college basketball. I do understand that. But I am going to tell you tonight, 24 teams in the playoff. I'm just telling you the reporting today from Ross Dellinger saying, here's the two things going on. Presidential Committee, 14-person team on the committee saying, including commissioners, including Notre Dame's AD, including Fox and ESPN saying, yeah, I think we're going to get to a 24 team. And why are they saying that? The reporting is they have to have more money. And they're not going to say more money for me. They think there needs to be more money because the cost of college athletics is just astronomical. So they think the more money we can bring in with more games, more TV, then we can spread that out amongst all the programs and conferences. And imagine that. Then, we spread out the wealth, spread the wealth around? Sure. The more money we make, then everybody's going to be doing better. Interesting. So who's going to be in a 24-team playoff? How could you go? You double it. That'd be the men's basketball tournament going to 140. I mean, I think we'd lose our minds. We'd lose our minds. People were joking around when Eli Drinkwitz, the head coach at Missouri, people were mad when he said, I think we should go to like 32. I mean, he said that, this last year. He's like, I think we should actually go to like 32. And people were like, 32? This guy's crazy. The presidential committee saying 24. The college football playoff committee not saying much yet. But Ross Dellinger is reporting the actual committee who decides it is the college football playoff committee. And he thinks there is support there in the actual committee for 24 teams. So how are you going to feel when North Dakota State gets in the college football playoff? There's people cheering right now. I can hear that. What? There's people booing as well. I'm just telling you, 24 teams, is it going to let in more of the little guys? Not really, but is that a shot for NDSU jumping into the Mountain West? If they can win the Mountain West, surely they would be in a 24-team playoff, correct? Is it good? Is this going to work? 24 teams, and you're still going to be interested in every Saturday how it's going to play out? I mean, we're going to watch college football. I do think 24 teams is going to devalue the importance of Georgia, Alabama. It's going to devalue it even more because then it's just it's a given. You're going to go like half of the Big Ten teams and half of the SEC teams are basically in. It's like cut it through the middle. Yeah, half are in, half are in. The rest of you guys will fill it out. So, I don't know. It's very interesting. Politics, and they say, well, we're going to bring these people in. Does that have an influence on the actual college football playoff committee? Ross Dellinger's story today saying there is a coalescing around 24 teams. I didn't think we'd quite get there. You know who wasn't in on the discussions? The report's saying one guy that wasn't in on it? Greg Sankey of the SEC. This is kind of a big one. I don't know if he can stop this or do that, but I know he hasn't been a 24-team playoff guy. 24 teams. Let's keep an eye on a college football playoff committee meeting this week. The actual committee that decides, not the ones that are trying to say, hey, you should do this. Coming right back with who's hot and who's not. Wrapping up the show, it was one of the all-timers in South Dakota sports. Have you seen this? I hope so. Coming up.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
How do you make a buffet day even better? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade is your place for good food and good times. Won the big game? Make it a play day. Aced your test? Make it a play day. Just need to get out of the house? Make it a play day. The Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade has all your favorites and all kinds of fun. So bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team. For good food and good times, make it a buffet day and a play day at the Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade.
Mom, can we please go to Watiki Indoor Water Park Resort?
Watiki? What's so special about it?
Are you kidding? It's got slides, fountains, a lazy river, everything. And it's just a short drive to Rapid City. If we stay at one of the hotels, we get water park passes for free.
Wow, you really did your homework. Okay, what do you say we pack our swimsuits and hit Watiki this weekend?
Yes, best mom ever.
Unlock your adventure at WatikiWaterpark.com.
Spring has arrived, and the road is calling at Spearfish GMC Cadillac. Right now, drive home a brand new Sierra 1500 and save up to $7,250, or choose 0% financing for well-qualified buyers. Need more power? New Sierra HD start at just $50,130. And just announced, get $750 bonus cash on the all-new GMC Acadia with over 16 to choose from. This season, upgrade your drive and hit the road in style. Shop anytime at SpearfishMotors.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
In the studio today, I have Weston and Denise Chapman, owners of Black Hills Tire. What kind of diesel services does Black Hills Tire specialize in?
Black Hills Tire is really going to focus on a lot of new diesel services. We're doing factory maintenance and service. We're doing fuel system diagnostics and repair. We're going to do engine repair, even all the way into engine overhauls and engine removals and installation, whether it's driveline components and repair, transmission service, transmission and clutch replacements, brakes. We're doing everything. Check us out at blackhillstire.com.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. A red flag warning begins at 10 a.m. tomorrow and remains in effect until 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Mainly clear skies tonight with lows around 55. Winds out of the southwest around 5 miles per hour. Cloudy skies with a few peaks of sun tomorrow. Slight chance of rain showers. Daytime highs approaching 88. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, 80.
If you think all shoe stores are the same, you haven't walked into Trav's Outfitter. We have the biggest selection of footwear anywhere. In fact, we dare you to compare. At Trav's, you don't have to sell yourself a pair of shoes. Our team helps you find the right fit for your lifestyle. We may be the newest name on the block in Rapid, but we've been in this game for over 40 years. Come find us in the old Kmart building. Trav's Outfitter, best selection, best service, no BS.
We all know life's busy, and if you get sick, you can get behind pretty quick. That's where Black Hills Urgent Care comes in. No appointments needed, no long waits, just fast, affordable care to get you feeling better quicker. Black Hills Urgent Care has 2 locations in Rapid City on Haynes Avenue and Mountain View Road. You can simply check in online at bhucare.com. That's with the letter U, bhucare.com. When you need care, see the team at Black Hills Urgent Care, the faster way to get better.
Live callers, big-time interviews, and breaking sports news. This is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown.
All right, let's do this tonight. Who's hot and who's not? Every night at this time on The Nate Brown Show. It's brought to you by the Pizza Ranch, our great partners. The best buffet in town is at the Pizza Ranch tonight, East 10th Street, Sioux Falls, and in Brandon. Make plans now. Take the crew to Pizza Ranch, locally owned and operated. Brandon location's outstanding. East 10th Street, Sioux Falls. Drop by the Fun Zone Arcade. Who's hot and who's not? Let's go to a who's hot category. I mean, we got to talk about it. We got to hit on this. This is absolutely massive for South Dakota sports. You guys know the star from Rapid City, Stevens, Simeon Birnbaum, right? I've talked about him a lot over the years. He's now a junior at Oregon. Sometimes you might lose track of guys, where they're at, what they're doing. Simeon Birnbaum, a track star at Oregon, just set the all-time college record in the 1500. This is all-time college record now in the 1500. He just set it, 3 minutes, 31:69. 3:31:69 in the 1500. That's the all-time college record. It's the 3rd fastest time in the world right now. 3rd fastest in the world this year. What does that mean? I've said, is Birnbaum an Olympian? Keep an eye on Birnbaum as an Olympian. 2028. Keep an eye on Birnbaum out of Rapid City, Stevens. In our Pizza Ranch Who's Not category tonight, the Mets are playing the Twins right now. Twins, don't screw this up. The Mets have lost 11 in a row. They have the worst record in the National League and one of the highest payrolls. It's 0-0 so far. Twins, don't screw this up. Mets reeling. Thanks for listening to The Nate Brown Show. Big show tonight. Go to The Nate Brown Show podcast. We'll see you tomorrow.
Want to do more of what you love and earn cash back doing it? With a Visa Cashback credit card from Black Hills Federal Credit Union.